Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do 5 looks, 1 palette. Not only are we going to do a 5 looks, 1 palette, we are also going to include a foundation review. The newest Charlotte Tilbury foundation. So if this is something that you'd be interested in, just keep watching. Okay, you guys are all zoomed in.
You're welcome.
And this is my first time trying a Charlotte Tilbury palette, so I'm super excited for that. So my plans are for the 5 looks, we're going to use 4 looks using the suggested colors. And then on the 5th look, I'm going to use whatever colors that inspire me. So that's why we're going to do 5 looks completed with this. I think today what I'm going to go into is more of these orangey ones right here. So these are the ones we're going to play with, but we are going to do the suggested shadows. I'm going to pop off here and prime my eyes and put on my lashes, and I'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay guys, I have my eyes primed and I went on ahead and just did my foundation and blush, and I'm using the Kosas Skin Improving Foundation, and this is in shade Light Neutral Olive 160, but it is a little warm for me, so I cool it down a little bit with the LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment in blue. And then I also have on the Charlotte Tilbury blush in Cheek to Chic. And so, yeah, let's get in here and do our little eye trio. I usually use quite a bit more shadows than just 3, so this will be kind of interesting for me. So we'll see how well I like just using the 3 shadows. So I'm going to take that first matte and put it into my crease, and I'm just laying down the color where I want it to go, and I will buff it out whenever I get it right where I want it. First time using her shadows. So far, I'm really impressed with the pigmentation, so I wasn't expecting it. I'm really happy with that. And this is the Happy Eyes Trio. Looking okay, I'm going to take a nice fluffy brush and I'm going to just buff out the edges. Blends out beautiful. Ooh, I love that a lot. I've been snoozing on these shadows. I've been snoozing. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit more compact brush, and I'm going to go into that shimmer, and I'm going to lay that right there up against it. These are beautiful. I have been snoozing, you guys. Okay, Charlotte Tilbury, who are you? I'm interested to see how it wears throughout the day. I am going to a birthday party today, so there's going to be lots of activity. I'm going to just use the same brush and I'm going to spray. Ooh, oh my goodness. So beautiful. I love this. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just doing simple looks. I'm just going to take that same color and do it underneath, do the same thing that I did on top with the graduation of the 3 shades, and put in a liner, and I'll be back with the final look. Guys, this is my final look. I love this so much. I cannot wait to play with this palette more. I am blown away. I was not expecting the pigmentation. I was not expecting the shimmers the way they were. I was not expecting this at all. So I am blown away. I just want to tell you, on my lips, I have the Fenty in Unveil, and I really love this. I just got this recently on sale at Sephora. And then in my waterline, I mixed, this is the eyeliner that Nikki had recommended to me. It's number 11. It's this teal. It was a little too dark, so I lightened it up a little bit with the Urban Decay Deep End, and I really love that combination together. And yeah, I'm really digging this look. It's a little bit orange, a little bit bronzy, but I like it. I really do. I really enjoy this palette. I'm super excited to see what the next looks are going to to look like. So for me, it'll be another day, but for you, it'll be a couple of seconds. So I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Okay, guys, we are going to go on to the look number 2, and we are going to use this trio right here. And then just to talk about what I have on as foundation, I am wearing the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation, and I am wearing number 9, and I do like it. I do have to moisturize quite a bit whenever I wear this foundation, but we're going to get into the second eye look. I'm going to take a second to prime my eyes, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, you are all zoomed in.
You're welcome.
And so we're going to get into this. I'm going to take that brown shade. Seriously, am so impressed with the pigmentation with these shadows. I was not expecting it. So I literally am shocked. That brown is it is so dark that I have that black in there, but I'm like, I don't even know how much I need it. So pretty. I'll deepen it up though. I really was expecting a sheer wash of color. I was not expecting these to be so pigmented. And let me know if you have Charlotte Tilbury palettes that are like this, these longer palettes. Let me know if you have other shades and if they're as pigmented. I would like to know if all of theirs are like this, or just maybe this palette is made to be more pigmented, because I do know that this palette has more of a variety of colors in it, and I haven't seen one like this before, and that's why it was on my want to try for 2021, because I saw the color story and I was like, ooh, I like that. Just buffing out the edges and kind of getting it where I want it. I got that. I'm going to go ahead and with the same brush, I'm just going to go into that black, and I'm just going to go in and deepen it up. And the one thing also that I'm super impressed with the Charlotte Tilbury shades is they're super blendable, super blendable. Oh yeah, this is going to make a nice little smoky eye for sure. This is the Confident Eyes trio that I'm using. Okay, so I'm going to make this more into a halo. So I dipped back into the brown, and I'm going to deepen it back up over here also. And I'll do the center with some concealer or P. Louise base or whatever. We'll do the pink in the center. So I'm just taking that brown and bringing it over, making sure that I'm getting it even there. And then I'll go in with the black and put it towards the center, just like I did on the other side. Yeah. Just like that. Giving that gradual towards the inner. I am going to try to go in with that fluffier brush and just kind of buff that out and smoke it out just a little bit more. Okay, so I got that nice and smoky. And now I'm going to go ahead and just go in with the Jeffree Star concealer. Pick that up on a brush. Just cut out that center. Okay. Kind of just going back and forth with the shadow, just blending it into where I cut it out with the concealer. I have that there, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the same one that I used for the concealer. I'm just going to kind of wipe off the concealer there, and I'm going to go in with that pink. So pretty. I'm going to do it without spraying it first, but I have a feeling I'm going to spray it. Yeah, that is pretty. That is very, very pretty. It's not super, I was thinking it might be super sparkly, but it's not that. I mean, it's pretty, but it's not as super, almost like glittery as, oh yes, definitely benefits by being sprayed. It's just it was kind of soft, but that really did give it a punch. Super, super pretty. Okay. And then you have to just go back in with the brown and the black and just kind of continue to incorporate. And I'm going to go in with a little bit smaller brush just to take it more concentrated in that inner eye area. Okay, so I pretty much got that where I want it. I'm going to clean up underneath my eyes and then I'll be right back to do the underneath side and pick out a liner. Going to take that brown now, and I've already sprayed it. I almost started working without pushing record. So I am going to place that darker brown, and I sprayed my brush. The reason why I do that is because it stays all day when I do, and it also gives a full pigmentation up underneath the eye. All right, and then I'm going to go in with that pink. I'm going to get that up on my brush, and I am going to spray that also. And I'm going to take that and knead it up like that there. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to pick out what color I want. This is a nice smoky, I think I want to go black. So I am going to go in with one of my liners here. This is the Too Faced Killer Liner. It's a nice rich black. Yes, I'm glad I went with black. I typically won't do black, but a nice smoky eye look like this, it really does benefit from a black liner. And a lot of times I don't even put mascara on my lower lash line typically because I like the look of the eyeshadow underneath, but I think I am going to go in with a little bit of mascara on the underneath side, and then I am going to come back and we're going to talk about how we're going to match up a lip color with this look, and I'll see you in a few. Okay, so I wanted to pop on here and do some highlight together. This is the Collective Cosmetics highlighters. I love their highlighters. I have several of them, and they look like this. They have different presses that they use for them. One I have has a skull in it that's really cool, and it's purple and pink. But these, if you like a blinding highlighter, these are your friend. And these are kind of glittery, but you can also spray them. Let me just spray it. I'll just show you. It does amplify it, but you can keep from, you know, little glitter flyaways if you spray it. It's so stinking pretty. And then I usually will take my sponge and just kind of around the edges, just kind of diffuse it so that it doesn't look like a line. You know, a lot of people don't want a line. And I kind of just go around the edges without touching it, but just kind of bringing it into the blush and like cleaning up any areas where it might have moved where I don't want it. Okay, the other thing that I saw that I do want to do with this look, it's nice and smoky, and sometimes with a nice smoky look, I love to do a pop. And I'm going to take my Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Gel, and it looks like this here. It has like pinks and golds and greens and kind of really has a kind of like a holographic look to it. Okay, so, and I'm just going to stick that right in there. All right, and then do the other side there. I love a glitter inner corner. Kinda has become my signature, but I have been switching it up quite a bit. But when I go back to it, I miss it. I'm like, why haven't I done glitter inner corners more often? They just make me happy. So very pretty. It's just almost like little gemstones. This particular shade that I have, I might have to get more because it's about at the end of it. It's the Saturday Stardust. Okay, and just so you know, I'm using the Moira Signature Ombre Blusher in Morning Sunshine. That is what I have on for blush. I am going to go ahead and take the brush that I had for the glitter, and I'm going to take a little bit of that highlighter up on that small little brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit of bling up here. So it's like this is a smoky eye look with some little hints of bling. Okay, so I'm just really loving how this is turning out. It is lipstick time, and I'm going to try to incorporate this in many videos in the future. I didn't realize how many people wanted to see why and how I pick my lipsticks to match my eye looks, and so I'm going to try to incorporate it as much as I can. So with this look, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I probably want to go pink or black, but I don't know what shade of pink. So I have this over here, and just kind of looking, this has a little bit of a purple tone to it, and holding it up to this eye look, I know absolutely not. It's too bright. I don't want this. I don't want this shade, but I pulled it just in case. This is a little bit more pared back. I think that it matches the pink really well in this eye look. I'm going to be looking over here also because this gives me more of a true, it's a little toned down, I've noticed, versus what I see in person and what shows up on camera. So it looks kind of like pale pink, and there's actually more pink to this than what you're seeing in the camera. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that, but that's a maybe. I do like that pale pink. This is more of a, and I'm going to open this one up because it's more of a brownish pink, and I do like that one too. That's a maybe. This one here is, it has a little hint of purple to it. I really do love London Calling from NARS. I love that one. That is almost a dead ringer for the shade of pink that is on my eyes. Yeah, that's a very good contender. I think this one's going to beat out the other two, so I'm going to eliminate these two. This is the Unearthly Cosmetics Diana. This is my favorite shade with them. Super pale pink, but I think this one's too brown. Yeah, too brown. I know that this one in the black one is going to be really hard because I do love a black lip. So I'm going to pull both of these out, and oh, black lip will look stunning with this too. And this is a new black lippy. I haven't tried it yet. So I'm almost leaning towards the black one, but man, I usually find eye looks that pair up nicely with this lip, but this one, man, it just matches it so well. And so I think I'm going to have to go with this one and try the black one for another day. London Calling Wanted. So I'm going to just pop off here, put it on, and I'll come back with the final look. Okay, guys, this is my final look. I love how this turned out. The lippy ended up being just a tad bit more purple than what I had remembered. And so, but it's okay. I think that it still matches up really well. I could have went with the black, but I was like, no, I've already got it on my lips, so let's just keep it there. I just love how this turned out. The next one is the greens. I can't wait to do something like that, but it is a toned down green, so we'll see how that goes. I love this palette so far. This is probably the #1 surprise that I have ever gotten from a palette. I'm super surprised. It does show fingerprints pretty bad, but it's beautiful packaging. These are all raised in here, and so yes, it's very, very pretty. All right, so until we meet again, I will see you the next time whenever we do look #3. We're going to start off #3 zoomed in and ready to go.
You're welcome.
So we're going to do the green trio right here. So I'm looking forward to this one because the pigmentation has completely surprised me with this palette, and I am looking forward to seeing how this green performs. You got a matte, you got like a satin, and then the shimmer, and the shimmer looks pretty in it. It looks like it has a little bit of like shift to it, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So when you see me next, I have my eyes primed, and we're going to jump into look #3 with this palette. Okay, guys, my primer is on with the Kiko Milano Conceal and Eye Prime duo that I have. And so we're just all ready to get into this palette. I'm looking forward to seeing what these greens do. I'm going to go in with that kind of taupey brown looking shade. I'm just so surprised. On the eye, it does its job. It shows up. It's ready to go. And I love that. Just kind of doing little white circles, but just kind of little tugs, kind of gaining the shape and smoothing it out, shearing it out on the edges. And like I said, I am going to go ahead and take this even down here. I'm kind of doing a little bit different. What I might do is I might use a colored eye base to do a cut crease with this one, like a half cut crease, and lay down that green shimmer shade. I think that's what I might do with this one, just to kind of switch it up from the other two looks. I want to make sure that I get it nice and darkened up like I did on the other side, right in the crease, packing on that color, because if you have hooded eyes or, more mature eyes, you want to make sure that you're packing that color in there to eliminate any kind of creasing throughout the day. Before I do the cut crease though, I'm going to lay down some of the satin shade on the outer edge. I'm going to go in with just kind of a rounded brush there, blending brush, and I'm going to be using this satin shade underneath also, but I want that out on this outer edge as well. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to do there. So let me figure out what I want to cut the crease with, and I'll be right back. Okay, the P. Louise base that I had is way too bluish green, and so I'm going to pull out a Jeffree Star Lippy, and this is in Dead Presidents. We're going to cut our crease with this here and layer that green shimmer over top of it. Taking a small flat brush, taking the product right off the brush. I might just go ahead and I'll just wipe the brush each time. I am going to look upwards. I'm going to look up like this here, and so I can see in more detail what I am carving. Going up past the crease, creating my own crease space. I'll wipe my brush each time so that I can get the shadow off of there and go back in with the lippy. That there. Only going about 3/4 of a way, and then I'll blend the edges in with the shadow whenever I get all the shadows applied. Taking a small flat brush because I like personally to go a little bit at a time, and trying to keep my eye closed like this here so that there's no creasing. And if you notice, I'm not taking it all the way over to meet like that there. I'm trying to keep it at an angle going this way. I'm going to keep it like that, let it dry, and then I'm going to go over and do the other side, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got that on both sides. I like how this looks, and I think this will work out really well with those shadows. Typically, I like to do my shimmers with my finger, but I am going to go in with a brush because I want more of a precision whenever I am trying to just put it right in that half-cut crease area. I'm going to go in with a flat brush, and I'm going to pick up that shimmer. I'm going to do it without spraying it first, and then if I want to amp it up, I will go ahead and spray it. Oh my goodness. Stunning. So pretty. I am just blown away. This is gorgeous. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Going back in with the matte shade, layering it over top of where I put those shimmers on the outer edges, and going to darken that up a little bit. And then I will also combine a little bit of that green because I went a little too far over. Going into that brown anyways, just getting it combined. Okay, I am going to run the satin shade and the green shade up underneath my waterline, pop in a eyeliner, and do a lippy, rest my face makeup, and I'll come back with the final look. Okay guys, this is my final look. I love this palette. I've loved every single look so far. The next one has me a little scared. All the very, very neutral, like nothing there shades. That has me just a little afraid.
You know how people are typically afraid of color? I'm opposite. I'm afraid for this one. But we're going to give it a go.
And it'll probably surprise me like the rest of this palette has. So let me tell you a little bit about what I used off camera. Again, I took that brown shimmer and put it on the outer portion, and then I pulled that green through. I did add in the inner corner a pop of this lemon quartz from Danessa Myricks. Love that right in there. Then in the waterline, I used the ColourPop in Joyride, which I really love that combination. And on my cheeks, I'm using my new Patrick Ta blush, and I had it in, this came in another video if you haven't seen it yet, and it's orange. And if you know me very well, if you've been here for any length of time, you know I don't really care for orange, but that's a really pretty blush. And so I thought I would also top it off with a lippy that my PIC sent me. She sent me a birthday gift, and it had several things in it, but this was one of the things. And it is the Fenty Lippy in Freckle Fiesta. I like the combination of the two with this look. I know my bright pink shirt kind of detracts from it. Here, let's just put my face right here. You know, let's just combined look there with Joyride in the waterline and then the orange lippy with the greens. I just really, really love how this look turned out. For my highlighter, I did use the Fenty in Hustla Baby. So I used this part right here and it gives it just a nice golden glow. Put it in the highbrow there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and until the next time, can't wait to see what that lighter one turns out like on my eyes. So we'll do that one next. So until we meet again for the fourth look. See you soon. All right, guys, we are on to the fourth look. I already have you zoomed in. I have a little bit of pink on the eyelids, and the reason is because it was stained. I also have a lot of eye primer and concealer even underneath where I don't normally conceal underneath, because that usually sucks all the moisture out of my eyes or my face and it makes me very wrinkly. So if you see a little bit more fine lines underneath my eyes or even on top, it's because of the amount of product that is around my eyes right now. But I had to have it as blank as I could get it because it's pretty hot pink. Okay, and of course we're going into the lightest combination of the palette. So we are going to just get into this and create a look. This is the one that scares me. It's going to be super duper light. So I'm just going to take this matte and probably put it all over my lid because it needs to be more neutral. And then we're going to add the shimmers in. So we're just going to hop right into this. Okay, we're just going to put this all over. And it's covering it up pretty good. So we can have a blank canvas. I don't drop too much of it into my lashes. I always just use a black liner to cover up anywhere that I drop shadow. Doing the same on this side. Now this look is probably just, it'll probably look nice. It's just probably not going to be something that I'm used to, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a try. And I don't... my brushes are dirty and I need to clean them. So I'm limited on which brushes I'm going to use. So this is kind of small, but I'm going to go in with that shimmery pink. It's really pretty though. It is so pretty. Okay, but I don't know how I want to do this. Maybe I'll put pink all over it and I'll just do half and half, because it's just two shimmers and the white shade. So I just really don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what to do with light colors. Okay, I'm going to go in with a different brush. It's super creamy. It doesn't really show up. It's pink. Pinks don't show up very much on camera. They just never do. And so you probably aren't seeing it as much as I am, but it is pink. I swear it's pink. Okay, so I'm going to do that on each side. So this is going to be a super, super easy peasy look. No frills, no fuss. Like I can't really do, too much. Like I'm not going to be doing a halo eye or anything like that, because it's just meant to be a simple, simple eye look with this trio. I kind of take that pink on in a little bit, and then I'm just going to fill in where I don't put the pink, and I'll put that white right in there. You can kind of see it in the camera, but it's much more shimmery in person and it pops more pink. So I'm going to just color switch that brush, and I'm going to go in with that really pretty glittery, it's like a cream color, champagne color. I'm going to wet this one and just see what it does. Very pretty. Very pretty. I do like it a lot. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I think that champagne looking color, I think that it stands out a lot more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet that and put that underneath. I might just spray the pink even. Why not? Let's just spray the pink and see if we amp up the pink some too, because it's just not as bright as the champagne color. I'm seriously running out of brushes. I'm going to take this big brush, but I'm going to go in to that pinky color and spray that and see what happens. Put it on the outer edge. It does amp it up a little bit. And so that now that I got the eye look done, that was super simple, super quick. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is super quick, but I want to pop off here. I'm going to do my liner, my lip. I'm going to do a little bit of wing liner, and it's super easy because I have the Stamp by Eye method. It's one and done. Love me some wing liner. So we're going to do that. I'm going to do that off camera, finish up my full face, and when I come back, we'll go over what all I used. So I'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay, guys, this is my final look. I love how this turned out. I did a very bold winged look, and I did that on purpose. I didn't have anything darker on the outer edges to darken it up. It's a very light look for me, so I'm like, what can I make it a little bit more bold, make it more me? The answer to that is a very bold wing, even though I don't typically wear wings. And the reason why I don't use liner on my lid or wear wings is because I have hooded eyes. And see, when my eyes are like this, then all you see is liner. When I'm doing eye looks that have a lot of color or design or whatever it is that I usually typically do in my eye looks, I don't want to cover that up with a liner. So I don't typically do wings. I don't typically put liner on the upper lash, but this was the perfect time to utilize that and add a little bit more depth to this look. In the waterline, I did use the writing wears off, and then I don't know the color anymore. So it's this color. And then I used the Ico Black Magic Mascara. And then on the lippy, I am using Muted in the Juvia's Place. I tried this out because Nikki Raven raves about it. And so I had to give this a go, and this is that color on me. It looks completely different on me than it does her, which is really kind of funny because that shows how different our undertones are. So yeah, so I do love this color on me. I look very warm. I warmed up this look quite a bit because I also used the Patrick Ta blush duo. And in this one, I did use the cream side of it, and that is so beautiful. There are some creams that just do not blend well and do not melt into the skin well, and this one, it does. Oh, I love it. And this is an orangey, more warm tone blush, but it just really looked good with this look. For my highlighter, the Beverly Hills highlighter from Ofra, I typically only use these two, and I go back and forth, maybe this third one, but these three here. But this time I kind of swirled it around. I wanted some of those darker shades. And yeah, that's the highlighter. And then I took some of those lighter shades and I put up in my eyebrow. And then I took this one here, and that one is in my inner corner. I do absolutely love how this look turned out. It is not my typical, but I think it looks really nice. So the next time you see me, I will be doing my own pick between all the shades and creating a look. I will also be using the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick that I got in the mystery box and the Charlotte Tilbury blush that I purchased. So I will be creating a look with all the items that I have. Unfortunately, still don't have the foundation. So we will have to do without the foundation. And that'll be the next look that you see. So it'll be another day for me and in a few minutes for you. So I'll see you the next time. Okay, guys, we are on to the fifth and final look with this palette. I have my foundation on, so we are on to the fifth look where I get to pick whatever the colors that I want to go with, and super excited for this. I had originally thought maybe I would go with maybe the greens, and I still might. Okay, I don't think that I'm going to do anything too crazy with this look. I want to just mix up some of these colors together, see how well they look together, because I know they're separated into their little trios, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this on the outer edge. We're going to put that kind of towards the center, and I want to do this color towards the inner and just kind of use as many as I can. I'll deepen it up with this if I need to, or the brown, the dark brown, and then underneath, I'm not sure yet. We'll see once we start to see how this look starts to come together as I go on. So, okay, I'm going to go in with just kind of a stiffer, more oblong brush, and I'm going to dip into the matte on Happy Eyes, and again just go in, and I tell you what, I still am so blown away with the pigmentation. I just was not expecting that with Charlotte Tilbury. I wasn't. Don't ever remember with any other brand ever being this caught off guard or surprised at the way that it performs. It makes me want to try more Charlotte Tilbury palettes. We're going to do a flat brush. No, I'm not going to spray it. Okay, I'm just going to put it on here. I do remember maybe a little bit of fallout. I'm going to spray it just to, since I have my foundation on, I do like it sprayed. It just really gives it just a little bit more to the shine. Closer zoom.
You're welcome.
Taking it like in a line right up against where I laid that matte shade, then just kind of dragging it into the matte, making sure I still keep it a little concentrated. I'm going to color switch this brush, and I'm going to use the same one for the next color. The next one is the purplish pink shade out of the Confident Eye trio. And the same thing, just very easily placing it on the lid and then dragging into the other color, kind of combining it. Okay. And then I may put a little bit of the other, I like this little shimmer. I might put that over there just to make it more sparkly over top of this shade. Okay, then I'm going into the very light shade in the Love Eye trio. Not taking it all the way up. This is like more of a, not a glitter, but a glittery, more shimmer. And so I just want to lay that right there and leave that to where I can buff it out some more. But taking it up pretty close to the edge, but not all the way. Very pretty. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the sides a little bit. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to amp this up underneath and make that as purpley as possible, because I want to use the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick that I got in my mystery box, and we're going to use the Charlotte Tilbury blush that I have also. I'm going to spray this also. It's a matte, but you can spray your mattes. It will make it more vibrant, and it will allow it to last longer underneath your eyes. Taking it up and meeting it to where the top part is, just so that it goes right into that look up top. Okay. And then I'm going to use the same brush, so I'm going to color switch the brush again, and we'll go in with that purplish pink. Getting that up on the brush, it's kind of a rosy color, but it kind of has a little bit of a lilac color to it, so I'm hoping that purple will pull in with the lippy color. Okay. Definitely on the eyes, it's still pulling quite a bit of like a rosy color, but that's okay. We'll go in with the liner being purple. I'm going to do the liner last, but while I have you guys here, I am going to do the lippy and the blush, and then I'll do everything else off camera. So it's a little bit backwards from what I normally do, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to start with the blush, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury in Cheek to Chic, my Kabuki Lunar Beauty Brush for my blush. And we're just going to stamp that right in there. Now, a little review on this blush. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, but what I have noticed is that Charlotte Tilbury, on me at least, the blush wears off throughout the day. So where some blush, like will wear off somewhat, but this one tends to almost disappear out over time, like it just wears away, which is not, uncommon for makeup to wear off as the day goes on. I'm not saying that there's anything, that's too terribly wrong with that. I'm just saying with this blush, I have learned I put it on a little bit darker at first because I know that it's going to wear throughout the day. Okay, so there's the blush. And let's go ahead and do the lippy. I have this lippy pencil in the ColourPop called Flattered that I think is going to match up really, really well with this lippy. So I'm going to line my lips and then put on the lipstick. Okay, so I lined my lips and we're going into this, and this is the shade Hell's Bells. And yeah, I think this is going to match up really well. Yeah, it's a perfect match. That is a really creamy lipstick. Oh, and that looks pretty good with the eye look. It's definitely brighter than the eye look, but it goes well. It goes pretty well. I'm gonna add the eyeliner. I'm gonna do the rest of my face off of camera, and when I pop back on here, I'll show you the final look and go over all the things that I used off camera. So I'll see you in a few. Okay guys, this is the final look. I love this so much. Oh my goodness, so much. There's the look. I did pop on some lashes. I just think it's just the finishing look. You know, whenever I pop on some lashes, it just finishes out the look for me. I used O for highlighter in the Beverly Hills. I have that up in the, I used kind of like this cream colored one up in the highbrow and then on for highlighter. And in the inner corner, I used the whiter one here in the inner corner. I used Piggy Bank in the waterline, and I think that ties in. This is, the lippy's just a little bit more pink, but I still think that that pulls in that purplish into the eye look, and that was what I was needing. So the lashes that I have on are the new Unearthly Cosmetics lashes, and these are synthetic lashes in the style Mystic. So I'm going to have to get more of these. So I was sent these in PR, but I need a few more pair because I really, really love this style of lash. And they're less expensive than my Miami lashes that I usually get by Lily Lashes. I like these more, I think. This might have beat out my holy grail of my lashes too. So that's kind of nice. Gonna have to stock up on those. And yeah, this is the final look. I love how this turned out. I love it. I love it. You guys tell me what you guys think of the 5 looks. Out of the 5 looks, which one was your favorite out of the 5 looks? Just let me know down in the comments section. Do you own Charlotte Tilbury? Were you surprised at the pigmentation as much as I was? And I just really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this. I know that several of you had requested this video. Sorry that it took as long as it did, but it is here now and it's 5 looks. So I hope you enjoyed this and I hope that you guys all have a blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye.